Peace to the family. Peace to the family. We're going to go ahead and get into this good news, the gospel of hip hop. I've been on hiatus, doing a lot of work on myself, a lot of healing, a lot of purifying, getting a lot of clarity so that I can share this good news message of good news, gospel of hip hop, for hope for hip hop. This is who we are. This is what we be. We give thanks to the Creator, to the Most High. We give thanks for anyone who is listening under the sound of my voice. I give thanks for God living through and in me and surrounding me with all of the love that I need, see, and can be through this healing process. I give thanks for hip hop being such a way to salvation for me in terms of really helping me to heal, allowing me this platform, allowing me this opportunity to live another day to share this message. So I want to shout out the DJ Naprocan, DJ Happy Naprocan, that's NAPFROKAN. I am the Happy Naprocan, DJ Naprocan in the building, and I come through you sharing this message by way of Truth Media, by way of Hope for Hip Hop, all giving thanks and praise to the Most High God. I'm going to shout out RUJAY for this track called Legacy, and it's fire. As you can hear, it's number 824. You can go ahead and find that on your YouTube playlist, listed under RUJAY. It looks like the producer, mix master, whomever made the track's name is Mickey Montz. That's MICKEYMONTZ. And it's an inspiring rap beat that's free. So if you're feeling this track, go ahead and show love. It looks like RUJAY is from the UK. That's .co.uk. UK producer. Yeah, they on fire right now. So give thanks for this track. I'm gonna name as many tracks as I can as it goes by, because I always like to shout out DJs, producers, beat makers, and the like. But man, if I can have this on loop, this joint will be on loop because it's fire and it's inspirational, and that's the vibration that I want to share and give it in. So we're just gonna get into it. Like, this is hip hop. This is the hip hop gospel. This is Hope for Hip Hop. Hashtag and hashtag. Follow us, share with us, all of that stuff. I am DJ Happy Naprocan. I am DJ Naprocan in the building. The Happy Naprocan. You said it right. Happy Naprocan. Like the naps, as they say, your hair nappy, naps, like nap, not taking nap, because we not sleep, we hella woke. Nap as in NAP fro, because my hair afro, I wear it in an afro. It's froed out. I have an afro. That's a natural hairstyle for natural Africans and African descendants and all around the world. Those of us who have that grade of good, beautiful, natural hair that like to show it, we wear fros. We wear this short it's called a fro, but it's really called afro. So I'm a Happy Nap Fro can, also a play on words as African, Naprocan. That's me. So DJ Napro can in the building. And we're gonna get into this joint. This legacy track though. Let me turn it up for a minute. I'm gonna have to I hope they don't ban me for this joint. YouTube be banning folks when you play music. I'm gonna have to make it private until I get the permissions. I guess I don't know, but we'll see what happens, because it's just all love sharing hip hop and say it's a free track. So I figured I could use it for this point and purpose, for nonprofit, purposes. Nonetheless, let's get into it. I said this is a hip hop gospel, and it is written by none other than KRS-One for the Temple of Hip Hop. It's the gospel of hip hop, the first instrument I'll be reading the text from today, written like a Bible, because it is a Bible, right? It's the Bible for hip hop. Gospel meaning good news. They call the Bible, the Quran, all those things holy books. This is also a holy book. but it's a holy book for hip hop, right? And we're going to get into the who, what, when, where, and whys and hows and how we can adopt this as a lifestyle. You got to go through the culture, through teaching, through learning, through a process. And I know there's a lot of things that are catchy out there. There's trap this, there's trap that, there's trap yoga and all these things, but we got to be mindful that this is a culture and we must show respect to the culture. And so understanding these things, I share these tips, these principles that we can adopt, because had I known this to be a positive modality, as in a healing modality, as in even a subject matter scholastically in university, as well as principles in the spiritual realm, as far as like really living out the laws that govern the earth, like laws of physics, laws of gravity. There's spiritual laws at place, and so hip hop is also, from what I am being instructed, is into that realm. And I'm looking at it and I'm practicing these things and I'm learning about these things more and more. And I'm like, wow, you really can't put this into a practicum to better your own life, to heal yourself, for all of these things, because it is a culture. It is an understanding of all of these things at play. People do use it as a religion. People do use it as many things as far as healing goes. So, and I know that it, under the guise of hip hop, has been historically used for other things as well, that has been popularized. In terms of how people view hip hop, how they feel like they can relate to it or not, or how they feel as if it's relevant or not, right? And so I just want to really give respect to the challenges that hip hop has gotten a lot of people through, right? Like you hear people say, "Oh, my music is real. I'm from the hood, so I'm just a reporter from my part of the world, from my angle lens." And I'm saying that we can have another type of angle lens, even living in these certain types of circumstances, that we can choose to view our life circumstances in a certain type of way that will actually help elevate and uplift not only oneself, but also others that are around us. Not saying we're not going to go through hellish things or things that feel like they are so large and big, full of hurt and pain. But that is exactly why we have this gospel, this good news, to help guide these things, to help us to manifest things the way that we wish to, in such a greater way. So this is me. This is us, right? This is us, as in hip hop. This is us. I'm calling hip hop into order right here, right now. I'm calling. I don't have my djembe, which means to bring together, to gather together right now, but I'm bringing us all together under the guise of hip hop, under the understanding of hip hop culture. If you consider yourself the culture, if you want to study the culture more, if you want to become a part of the culture, to add this into your life, it is open and welcoming to do so. And as we teach and learn together, as we vibrate together higher and higher and higher, we will be able to get deeper involved and manifest certain things the way that they are to be manifested, and really begin to understand why we are in each other's lives, presence, fields of being, and all those things. So let's take this up. So formerly I was reading, book to book, chapter to chapter, that kind of thing. And so I have it. I know where I left off and stuff, but I just want to start, since I'm coming back, I just want to start off with in this text. And if you go to the Gospel of Hip Hop, you can find, I'm not even really prepared to share this link right at this moment, but I'm going to say, go to Amazon, buy the book, so you can have the book. Just like your Bible, you want to have this on hand. You want to take it with you. You want to read it. You want to have it on deck. Like when you wait in in line at DMV, when you're, waiting on your next flight to fly out somewhere, when you're on your flight, when you want to patiently wait somewhere in the doctor's office or whatever. You want to have this on hand and on deck for yourself. So you can just pick it up and read and get some inspiration for yourself. This teaches knowledge of self. Not only this, I'm not saying that this is the only place to learn knowledge of self, but let's go the hip hop way. If hip hop, they're calling it pop culture, we're leading the way right now. We must take advantage of this opportunity to really use it to transform the things of our own life and the things of the world that we see, that we experience. And so I'm going to share this, and I do. Anyway, I've been loving hip hop since I was introduced to it. I'm from Sacramento, the Bay Area, lived in Oakland, Sac, went to school in Sac, homeschooled in Oakland. I got a long story behind the whole thing. Rest in peace to my ancestors who just recently transitioned. My Grand B, my Grandpa Kilson, my Granny Ruth, and all of my other ancestors that surround me. I'm surrounded by a great legacy of individuals and a great legacy of individuals who love me, that I spend time with daily. So I appreciate their presence and their guidance at this point. I am actually probed by my ancestors to do this work. I'm actually probed by these opportunities to do such a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and go to, if you have the book, if you have reference to the book or any of that, once you actually get the book and may go back over this or listen or whoever, I'm really speaking to myself. So, and I really enjoy this opportunity to speak to myself and then also share with other individuals who may listen, watch, tune in, shine, share it, whatever it is. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see something really quick here. I'm just going to go ahead and go right in. So, I'm sorry, I gotta put you on pause real quick. I gotta put it on pause. Just listen to the track and vibe. This really provides a lot of healing in itself. It provides a lot of healing in itself. So, and let the spirit speak right now. Man, this Jordan's fire, ain't it? Fire, ain't it? Fire, fire, fire. Let's go. Vibe with it. I ride with it. I get live with it. I side with it. This is hip hop with it. It's so infinite. It brings me to my spiritual being, and I just want to be better. Get more cheddar. Get a few more dollars and say holla. I just want to ride an Impala. That's a shout out to Snoop Dogg and this mug, and we just vibing and we just going, rolling. All right, let's go. I'm still posting, y'all, so I'm still trying to get all these links together. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I wanted to. So it's all great. Let's make it. Let's do that. Oh, all right. I'm not gonna do it like that then. Peace to the families. Peace and blessings, family. We out here. So I'm back. Hopefully you had a chance to vibe out to these tunes because it's really, really live like that, though. Like it really is. I'm really feeling this track. Again, shout out to the DJ, Happy Nafrican. I'm DJ Nafrican, the Happy Nafrican. Shout out to UK producer Mickey Montz for this track called Legacy. You can find it on YouTube. It's a free track if you want to use it yourself for nonprofit purposes. And right now I'm just going to share a little bit of the good news of hip hop. As we know, gospel means good news. Some of us didn't even know that gospel had a holy book of good news or any of that stuff. So I am being called once again by my ancestors to share this message. And so I'm going to do just that. Absolutely that, so that we start off just on a good foot. I know I've been a little MIA. I've been doing a lot of work on myself and giving myself room and space to heal because I do use hip hop as a healing modality, as a healing tool, and thus I encourage others to do the same. And I have, just got to do what you got to do. And some of this stuff you just got to really take in when you're going through transformation of any kind, but specifically and especially a spiritual transformation. And so today I just want to share these few daily inspirations. We're going to start from March 1st because I didn't do March 1st. Today is March 5th. Peace to the family that's tuned in right now. I see you, family. Peace and blessings to you. If you want to support us, you can go ahead and hit the cash tag on your cash app. Hashtag Hope4HipHop. That's Hope, the number 4 hip hop. To keep this practice going and to just show your support for us as we continue to grow. So March 1st. Here are the daily inspirations for March 1st. We have March 1st. Peace and prosperity are what hip hop is pursuing. We are all a portion of what the universe is doing. Peace and prosperity are what hip hop is pursuing. We are all a portion of what the universe is doing. Again, peace and prosperity are what hip hop is pursuing. We are all a portion of what the universe is doing. Okay, so that's for March 1st. Go ahead and breathe that in. Inhale, exhale, all that goodness, right? And I'm reading these first 5 days of March because I didn't do that already. We're just gonna go ahead and pick up where we left off. I know February being Black History Month and all of that stuff for a lot of us. There's a lot going on. And so I pretty much, I didn't do any of these videos during that time at all. So I'm just trying to make up for what may have been, you know, a slip through the cracks or whatever you call it. So I'm always going to read each inspirational message 3 times, always. And that's just for repetition and for just to sink in, right? And as you can even hear in my tonation, they'll sound different each time. They'll probably sound slightly different each time. So, peace to everyone who's tuned in. I'm not currently on the page to see, because I'm actually live in a couple of different social media platforms. So, and I'm not on either of those pages, because I don't want to get distracted with the message being shared. I don't want to be focused on who's tuned in, who's watching, who's commenting, who's this or who's that. Perhaps maybe in the future I'll be able to set that up and do that interactive thing. But right now it's just about sharing this message and not being distracted or any of that, anything of that nature. So we're gonna go ahead and continue. So March 2nd. March 2nd says, don't worry about when, don't worry about how. The power of future begins right now. That's kind of sick. Don't worry about when, don't worry about how. The power of future begins right now. All right, March 2nd. Don't worry about when. Don't worry about how. The power of future begins right now. And if you're wondering, and I have to keep saying this so that we're all clued in and tuned in on the same page, the Gospel of Hip Hop is a book. It's written like a Bible. Is hip hop's holy book, and it's entitled "The Gospel of Hip Hop: The First Instrument," presented by none other than KRS-One for the Temple of Hip Hop. Again, the Gospel of Hip Hop, the first instrument, presented by KRS-One for the Temple of Hip Hop. All right. So go to Amazon, get it, order it, cop that. This is for scholars. This is for hip hop culturalists, hip hop heads, preservists, and all of that stuff. Like seriously, this is a real thing. If you're the culture, then you got to know what the Holy Book says. Like, you know, you just do. If you're the culture, you just do. If you're a scholar, you do. If you want to share the message, you do. If you want to heal, you do. If you go online, you can find, even on Amazon, on the link, they have 3 chapters. The first 3 chapters of the book are free. You can read it online. Possibly even get it, like have it automated, or get it automated, or it may already be automated in that sense. But the text was written in 2009. And I believe it took him 13 years to scribe. And it's the first instrument, I believe, that because he's saying, hey, I wrote this, what are you going to add to it? So if you're inspired and you want to write a second instrument, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, I suggest you become a scholar and do the damn thing, right? Let's get it. So let's go to March 3rd. March 3rd says, the inspirational message for March 3rd. Think back on your March 3rd. Well, not necessarily, but just think forward. Take any of these messages and take it forward. Because, yeah, we don't have to go back because we can't go back to the day. Anyway, March 3rd says, the hip-hop teacher eats herbs and roots, vegetables, teas, grains, and fruits. All right, the hip-hop teacher eats herbs and roots, vegetables, teas, grains, and fruits. That's that hip-hop message, y'all. It's that hip-hop message of the culture, capital H-I-P, capital H-O-P. That's the culture because it's capitalized. Both words are capitalized. Understand and understand that all has significance and meaning. So March 4th, which was yesterday, shout out to March 4th, marching forth, going forward. When you choose a friend, you choose their life, no doubt. So make sure your friends aren't all stressed out. Real talk. Let's read that again. March 4th. When you choose a friend, you choose their life, no doubt. So make sure your friends aren't all stressed out. When you choose a friend, you choose their life, no doubt. So make sure your friends aren't all stressed out. Now that's a word, okay? That's a word. That's a word for me because I'm asking myself, am I that stressed out friend? Because I am. I've been under a lot of high stress lately, right? So I'm wondering, am I sending off a signal that I am that stressed out friend? And right here, this is saying, make sure your friends, not all of them, they can't all be stressed out. Like, come on. Everybody in your life can't just be, up to here with everything. But when I self-reflect, I'm asking both sides. I'm asking, am I surrounding myself with friends that are all stressed out? Or am I that super stressed out friend? And not that it's the end of the world or that, I shouldn't have friends and whatever, but it really does go back to me. So today's message, March 5th, and I do plan to read these every day. I do plan to read these every day, and I'm grateful for this beautiful gift to receive this message as a message of healing. It's amazing to receive hip-hop as a healing tool. Okay, it's amazing to receive hip-hop, the hip-hop culture message, as a healing tool and modality. No doubt about it. It is a blessing, a beautiful, loving blessing and privilege to receive this message of hip-hop as a healing tool. So March 5th says, the family man has a family plan. A plan that helps his family stand. Again, March 5th, which is today. The family man has a family plan. A plan that helps his family stand. The family man has a family plan, a plan that helps his family stand. The family man has a family plan, a plan that helps his family stand. Look how you can just bust out and rhyme like that real quick. You feel me? Thank God for these free beats online though. Like, man, I'm gonna have to send y'all my playlist link. Blow my playlist up. Let me know your thoughts about my playlist. And people will be trying to get on my playlist though. Because we're using hip-hop as a healing modality. That means anywhere you go, you can still be hip-hop, live hip-hop, love hip-hop, and heal from it. And shine your light through it, with it, for it, by it, right? Like all of that stuff, like support. And we don't have to have this one-sided way of thinking that hip-hop is. We don't have to have a one-sided a way of thinking about hip-hop and feeling like, like defending hip-hop, especially the culture. And I'm gonna go ahead and since we just read that last affirmation and powerful message of the day, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna define what I'm talking about here. We're gonna define it. We're gonna define it. We're gonna go ahead and define it. I see exactly where I left off at. From the last time. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and define hip hop. Okay. You're like, I know what hip hop is. Hip hop is Drake. Hip hop is Jay-Z. Hip hop is J. Cole. Hip hop is Too Short, Tupac. Ice Cube, Ice-T. Hip hop is, all these cats. And the truth is, yes and no. Okay, and I'm going to explain that right here. Yes and no. So how can it be yes or no? Well, when we turn to the text being the gospel of hip-hop, the first instrument presented by none other than KRS-One for the Temple of Hip-Hop is what I'm talking about. We're going to look at page 63. If you ever get the book, when you get the book, make sure you go to page 63. Okay? Page 63 withholds these three definitions, and then it's going to explain each one. Okay? Give the definition, and then give the origins and how it came about and the explanation of it. Okay? We're just going to tap in and touch on these things. So tap in with me. Okay? So hip hop, spelled with capital H-I-P, lowercase h-o-p, is the name of our creative force in the world. It is our lifestyle, our collective consciousness. Hip hop is the name of our creative force in the world. It is our lifestyle and collective consciousness. Hip hop, capital H-I-P, lowercase h-o-p, is the name of our creative force in the world. It is our lifestyle. It is our collective consciousness. Notice and understand that spelling. Notice and understand that it is spelled capital H-I-P, capital H-I-P, lowercase H-O-P. Okay? Capital H-I-P, lowercase H-O-P is what? The name of our creative force in the world. What else? Our lifestyle and our creative consciousness. Okay? If you choose a lifestyle of hip-hop, your collective consciousness is hip-hop. Your creative force in the world is hip-hop. You are hip-hop. Collective consciousness. So emphasizing on consciousness, which means to come to oneself, like to understand oneself, yourself, your own consciousness. Okay? We're going to go to the next definition, which is capital H-I-P, capital H-O-P. That's capital H-I-P, capital H-O-P. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. But what does it all mean? What does it mean? Capital H-I-P, capital H-O-P is the name of our culture and artistic elements. Hip-hop is the name of our culture and artistic elements. Again, hip-hop, capital H-I-P, capital H-O-P, is the name of our culture and artistic elements. You don't have to believe me. Don't take it from me. Go back to the text and read it for yourself. Once again, it's called The Gospel of Hip-Hop, the first instrument presented by none other than KRS-One for the Temple of Hip-Hop. And this particular, what I'm reading now is on page 63. Because we have to bring hip-hop into a place where we can receive it in its goodness. Not that, I mean, because when you think about it, hip-hop was created for peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. So when we look at, when people say, oh, trap music ain't hip-hop, this kind of music and that kind of rapper and this kind of ain't hip-hop, don't be so quick to judge. Because truly, if they having fun, that's what hip-hop was made for. It's our creative force. Isn't that what we're reading here? It's our creative force in the world. So let our creative force be our creative force. There ain't no prejudice in this. There is no sexism in this. There should be no ageism, sexism, or any of that, craziness that we already get in the world. Why? Because this is hip hop. This is a new thing we get to create. And we already said this is for peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. So let's continue with the text. Okay, page 63 once again. And the chapter of the chapter that I'm reading is called the first overstanding. The first overstanding. Real hip hop. The first overstanding. Now, hip hop, which is lowercase h-I-p, lowercase h-o-p. Understand that phonetically even, right? Lowercase h-o-p, lowercase h-I-p, lowercase h-o-p. That's hip hop. It's still hip hop, right? But understand the way that it's spelled. So that version of hip hop is rap music and its products and its mainstream activities. Right there, boom. Rap music product and its mainstream activity. So that, understand, is lowercase. That's lowercase. Right? It's the product of rap music, the mainstream, non-cultural, non-consciousness. Now, that don't mean you can't be a rapper and have a clothing line, or that you can't do you, as they say. I gotta do me. I gotta do absolutely. Absolutely, like do you. If that's what that means. But if you're gonna do you and be hip hop, well then there's some principles here. There's some accountability here. There's some, and the thing is, we get to look at this and call each other higher so that we can be a higher entity, better effective at what we do, right? Receiving blessings from on high, because after all, God created hip hop. God loves hip hop. The universe, like all of this is in alignment, direct alignment with everything we do, see and be. So that's that, y'all. Really, I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of that. I'm gonna try to find this link, this Amazon link, so that if you want to get the book, order the book, read the first 3 chapters for free, or whatever you got to do, handle it, or find the AI version. I believe there is an AI version. I have that link too, but I'm not about to look for that right now. I got too much I have to do to complete the tasks that I have today, this being one of them. So I'm gonna let you just kind of breathe and vibe out to this dope track. It's on the RUJAY YouTube page, and yeah, so vibe out. RUJAY. The track is actually called Legacy. So yeah, find it. It's a free track. Shout out to the DJ and all of the cats who made that possible for us to get it right. And look out for more coming from us, right? We are an educational project. Hope4HipHop. That's Hope the number 4 hip hop. If you want to donate and share in a blessing of many kinds, there's many ways. There's ways of sharing this. There's ways of watching it, sharing it and watching it together with your friends and your classes. Really taking on these principles, getting a book for yourself, and doing what I'm doing, sharing it, because we need more people to do this type of work on this level. There's many YouTubers. There's many people on Instagram Live and everywhere live. But who is bringing you the good news of the gospel of hip hop? Who is bringing you these messages that are here? They say if you want to hide something, bring it in a book, because we don't read it. And people are saying, oh man, I wish we had conscious hip hop, positive hip hop. We need these messages. We got to teach these kids. But are you supporting that though? Each time you spin something that's trash, you supporting it. Each time you listening to something that's garbage, you supporting it. True facts. Because you know what? During that time, you're not listening to somebody else that can really use that message and blessing. You're not passing on to the children that you say, let's look out for. Right? That we say we got to do, but not only the kids, I'm talking about adult kids. We got a lot of adultery in this world. Not just young adults, as some people say, but also adult children who are living their child self in their adult bodies. Their minds still 12. Their bodies may be 55 or 65, but their brain, their minds 10, 12, 15 years old. And if we still listening to hip hop, we say, oh, they sagging their pants, they doing this and that. Let them be them. But where are you consciously though? Where are we consciously? I've been given a challenge to, one, really understand and understand the presence of my ancestors, doing some ancestry work. And I've been doing just that, spending a lot of time with my ancestors, which means I haven't spent as much time with you all. On this type of platform, I'm doing my own work, but everything ain't to be publicized like that. And if that means I got to take a month off, 3 months off, or have a lapse, and that's just what it is sometimes, really. Really and truly, I wanted to get through this entire process, like throughout this entire year. And I may get to it. And I may have been rushing it, trying to beat my own, like have some sort of measurement. But this isn't about measurement. This is about spirit. This is about really giving to the world in a way that one never gave to me, but also I see the possibility and promise of hip hop and where we're at. And this is where we need to be. We need to level up. If you say, even you to like, okay, today I work, for the state, or the county or the city or wherever I'm at, or Parks and Rec, or today I do this work, and then tonight I get to go to the hip hop spot. You got to do what you got to do. But if you were able to study hip hop in college, would you have done it? If you would have had the opportunity to be raised under the principle and guise of hip hop, being hip hop all the time, would you have done it? If they would have given you hip hop as a religion or Christianity as a religion, which one would you have chosen? Or any religion for that matter. That's just the one that I was given in my infancy. And I don't doubt this or nobody who is working on themselves and that works for you. But for me personally, that no longer serves me and works for me specifically. I've expanded my consciousness in a way that I see God in multiple things and in multiple ways. And that's the interesting part, is that sometimes we say God is infinite, but then we box God into this we put God in the universe and whatever our creator, our spiritual practice and being is, into a box. And it doesn't go there, it doesn't fit there. Then we wonder why we ourselves are in a box. Why we ourselves feel like we got to break out of this thing. That's because we're living in this modern society and culture that tells us we have to choose. If you're mixed, you better choose one, your mama or your daddy. You better choose. Are you white or black? Are you Asian or African? Are you right? Like, we have to choose. But it's like, well, what if you mix with all of those? You still got to choose. What if you love hip hop and basketball and baseball and sneakers and yoga and traveling and blogging, and then on the side you like making your own meals at home, you like being your own private chef for your family because that's like your new little thing, you're a little foodie, you're learning a lot about things, and then boom, you start growing your own food and having your kids grow food. Like, all of this is still hip hop. You can still be hip hop in all of these things. But what if you can be that 100% of the time and be 100% of yourself 100% of the time? What if you could be yourself 100% of the time? That's a question, right? That's a word. That's a word. That's a word. That's a word. That's a wizard. What if you can be 100% of yourself 100% of the time? That's true. What would you be doing? What would be brewing? Hey, I'm feeling this track. I don't know about y'all. This is fire though. Shout out to the producer, the beat maker, the composer. I don't want to, I don't know who specifically made. I think it's a UK producer. Yeah, get with him if you want to get this track. Get with them, him, her, them, they. The track is fire and it's a free track, so I'm glad I'm able to use it, keeping my spirits up, and everything. So once again, folks, if you want that, need that, hey, it's all gravy, it's all good. Okay. If you want the Kindle version of the Gospel of Hip Hop, if you have a Kindle, there is a Kindle version. I'm gonna go ahead and post the link right here to the book on Amazon. Bam, there it is. And then bam, there that is. I gotta go to like a few different pages. Bam. There that is, there that is, there that is, there that is. Hey. Wait. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's that. Really. I'm giving thanks. So why don't we just take a breath with me, for those of you who are still here listening in, tuned in. Excuse me. In a second, I'm going to read the Declaration of Peace. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. Yep. I might bust out and rhyme on this joint. I'm telling you, this joint is fire. Vibe out real quick while I post all these links on all these pages. Give thanks for your patience. Give thanks to the Most High. Give thanks to the Creator for being. Ashe, Ashe. Heaven is not a place you go to. It's a place that you grow to. And I'ma just know you. Do you just know me? Do you want to know me? I'm SHO. Yes, you can feel me. Do you see me? No, you can't see me because the screen is blocked. I want to be indivisible. Get residuals on the royalties because I am royalty. When you see 907, you will see me. 907 is my blessed day and my B-day. Yes, my born day. That's not two but day. But at the time, it's 2 day. It's 907 in real time, but not in real time. It's in real time, in the past time, in the future time, real time. Yo, I'm just rhyming. I'm just vibing, doing what I do so I can just hood riding, going through the hood, different, doing real fly and doing what I do because I'm just hood riding. Africa town, this is Africa, Lil Africa. We on the map and yeah, gotta support us. We got this online petition going so we can rename the whole district so we keep flowing. Yep, I said that hella fast. I'm just doing this. I'm working on my pizzazz. I'm not working on abs. I'm working on my abs. I'm working on my ass. Yes, I'm blessed. I'm never really even that stressed. Yes, I am. If I'm really being honest, though, this is showtime. Some of y'all call me show, but it's all good when I'm really getting that dough. I'm getting that flow. I'm riding on flows, dipping on lows, zipping down Crenshaw, and I'm on all y'all, and I'm about my bra, and I'm about too short, and I'm like too short, and I'm not too short, but I'm real short, and they call me show, they don't call me bro, they call me queen, cause I do my thing. I'm Queen Show King. 1, 2, 3, that's a bling bling. 4, 5, 6, and a big sting. Yes, and I'm doing my thing. Give me a ring. Hey. That felt good. You see how good that feels to hip hop though? Got that little hip hop flow? Yep. We got a little hip hop flow. Hip hop flow. We making a little hip hop dough. Hip hop dough. Yes. I'm feeling the vibe. You feeling the vibe. I hope you feeling no mine. I hope you feeling no mine. I hope you're here to unwind. It's an afternoon time. I hope you unwind. And we feeling ourselves. And I'm feeling myself. I put myself on the shelf and there's nothing else. This is a legacy. Dr. King in me. It's a legacy. Yes, y'all. It's a legacy. It's a king thing, y'all. It's a real thing, y'all. It's a king thing, y'all. It's a real thing, y'all. It's a king thing, y'all. It's a real thing, y'all. It's a queen thing, y'all. It's a real thing, y'all. It's a queen thing, y'all. It's a real thing, y'all. Oh man. Hey, if you feeling this track for real, I would use it if I were you. Use it as background music. Use it somewhere. You want to? I'm gonna post this one. I never post tracks. I really just say, "Oh, go find it." But I'm feeling it too much right now. You might hear this on a mixtape or something. And for those of y'all who don't know, I am an MC. I am a FMC. I am just so fly. I am doing my thing. Miss Show King. Yes, they call me Queen. Oh, that was a vibe, right? That was a vibe. Was that a vibe? For real? Was it? Yeah. I hope so. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I just wanted to really just provide some clarity and some things. You know what I'm saying? Like as we live this life, as we cohabitate in this world together. So we read the hip hop definitions. We read and heard what it meant. We did all of that. And so now I said I was going to read the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, right? For those of you all who don't know that there is a Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, I got to go grab it. So vibe to the music real quick while I grab it. Hey. right, y'all. Right, y'all. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. Okay. If you don't believe me, you gotta believe me now. You can find it online. Google it yourself. Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. I'm going to read the preface first and then the document copy. Okay. I give this to my students so they know that hip hop has a large presence. The culture, the consciousness has a large presence now. I believe that the product, the mainstream music and hip hop music, the products has a good PR system, let's say. Okay. They have great, public relations. It kind of just sells itself. It kind of just presents itself and stuff like that. Damn. Just stop my live. All right. Stop my live, dog. All right. Okay, well, yeah, I knew they do that when it comes to music. They stop your live. But I'm like, how do people put what? I'm seeing people do music all the time. It's just interesting how they do that and how they choose to handle that. I'm gonna go, let's see. Peace to the family. We're going to go ahead and read this Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. It's amazing when you start to do your work. How certain forces try to stop you. Some call it the devil. They say the devil is a lie. So for this reason and purpose, we can use that. The devil is a lie. So the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, okay? And again, I give this to my students so that they know that hip hop is a worldwide thing. It's not some fad. It's not some quick thing like that. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, I'm going to read the preface and then I'm going to read the document copy. The preface is, the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace was presented to the United Nations organization on May 16, 2001. It was signatured by various organizations such as Temple of Hip Hop, Ribbons International, UNESCO, and also by 300 hip hop activists, pioneers, and UN delegates. In the first place, this document recognizes hip hop as an international culture of peace and prosperity. It is also a set of principles which advise all hip hoppers on how to sustain the peaceful character of hip hop culture and to form worldwide peace. Additionally, this declaration is meant to show hip-hop as a positive phenomenon, which has nothing in common with the negative image of hip-hop as something that corrupts young people and encourages them to break the law. KRS-One, Pop Master Fable, Africa Bambaataa, Ralph McDaniels, and Harry Allen were some of the people who had their share in creating the Declaration. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace document copy. This Hip Hop Declaration of Peace guides hip hop culture toward freedom from violence and establishes advice and protection for the existence and development of the international hip hop community. Through the principles of this Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, we, hip hop culture, establish a foundation of health, love, awareness, wealth, peace, and prosperity for ourselves, our children, and their children's children forever. For clarification of hip-hop's meaning and purpose, or when the intention of hip-hop is questioned, or when disputes between parties arise concerning hip-hop, hip-hoppers shall have access to the advice of this document, the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, as guidance, advice, and protection. All right, so there are, I believe, let me count, 13, 16, yeah, there's 18 principles in the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. There's 18 principles, right? And I think, let's see, I'm going to read the first, I'll read the first 10, and then I'll come back tomorrow and read the next 8. How's that? Because I must get to the things on the rest of my task list at this present moment. So yeah, I say to that, right? Again, they keep like doing stuff on these social media pages, blocking stuff and everything like that. So let me turn the music maybe down a little bit more so it sounds more like a voice over. Because sometimes when the music is more overpowering your voice, and your voice is not speaking over the track, then sometimes it could, cause some issues. But this track is free. I was instructed that I can use it and all of these things. But sometimes some of these social media sites will do that to us. So I just have to be cautious. Let me lower the music and speak more over the beat. I was just rhyming over it and then they cut me off. And so it's just, whatever. I think we need our own social media platforms. And something that, just is just for the people again. Facebook used to be for the people, but not so much anymore. And then they own Instagram too. And then, then you think about Pinterest and all the others that, from SoundCloud to, all the others, it's just certain ones allow you to do certain things and then others will just cut you off and those kind of things. So that's just what that is. So I'm going to just go forward with what I'm doing. You feel me? And go from there. Because this is a movement. This is a worldwide movement. And, we can't allow small things to really hinder us and hinder our message and get in the way of peace, love, unity, and safely having fun, as we are instructed to do in this modality. So now this Declaration of Peace circa was it 2001, May 16, 2001. That's during Hip Hop Appreciation Week, okay? Hip Hop Appreciation Week is always in May. And I am always available to speak. I'll fly to you. I'll come to you. Just get me there. Help get me there. Let's go. And we got this, right? So we're going to go ahead and continue in this whole process. of the Declaration of Peace. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, we read the preface. We also read the first portion of document copy. And now we're going to go into the actual first 10 principles. There's 18 principles in the Declaration of Peace. And so we're going to read the first 10. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read the first 8 because that'll be 10. Yeah. I just read 2 pieces, the preface and document copy. And now I'm going to read the principles. I'm going to read the first 8. And then I'll read the next 10 tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. I'll be reading the second. The next part tomorrow. So the first principle, Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, you can go ahead and find it online, do what you got to do. But first principle, hip hop, capital HIP, right? Capital HIP, lowercase HOP, parenthesis, capital HIP, capital HOP, is a term that describes our independent collective consciousness, ever growing. It is commonly expressed through elements such as breaking, MCing, graffiti art, DJing, beatboxing, street fashion, street language, street knowledge, street entrepreneurialism. Wherever and whenever these and future elements and expressions of hip-hop culture manifest, this Hip-Hop Declaration of Peace shall advise the use and interpretation of such elements, expressions, and lifestyles. Got that? That's the first principle right there. Boom, bang, pow. Right? Second principle. Hip-hop culture respects. I'm sorry, hold on real quick. Shucks. I gotta list. Again, I'm on multiple platforms. I'm doing this all on my lonesome. So I'm doing the best that I can to navigate through all of these and be able to present some fly stuff. So let's do that. Let's do this. 1 second. We're going to get to the second principle. Give me 1 second, please, if you will. Thanks for your patience. Much, much appreciation. Much, much appreciation. Boom. Now I got to be happy Nafrocan, DJ Nafrocan again. And boom. Song. Thank you all once again for being present. Your presence is a present. I know that sounds corny. That sounds funny. Anyway, so we're reading the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, which again is circa May 2001, presented at the United Nations. So this is no plaything. This is a real thing. This is a very, very real thing. So we're on to the second principle, right? In the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, we're on to the second principle. The second principle, hip hop culture respects the dignity and sanctity of life without discrimination or prejudice. Hip hoppers shall thoroughly consider the protection and the development of life over and before the individual decision to destroy or seek to alter its natural development. This is an actual principle. This is an actual hip-hop principle. So when people say hip-hop has no accountability, hip-hop doesn't do this, we don't do that, then this is the document that you can refer to put it back in order. And so I'm calling hip-hop into order. I am saying, hey, yo, this is what it is. If you're on that BS and bogusness, as hip-hop mogul Puff Daddy says, if you're on that bitch assness, this is not it. This is not where you do that at. And or if you do, we get to point you out. Because we understand everybody try to get their bag and feed their kids and do this and that. But we don't have to do that through destruction. We can do that through love and construction. The construction of love. How about that? Think about that. Okay? We all live with current passions and a lot of things, but we gotta channel this thing the right way. The right way, meaning the hip hop way, meaning the way it was meant to be: peace, love, unity, and fun. Period. Okay. So as this being a declaration of peace, we are declaring that we are a force to be reckoned with when it comes to peace. Peace, P-E-A-C-E, peace. Not your peace that you carrying because you got your Glock and you got your whatever. Hey, everybody got to protect themselves the way that they do it. But even that should be, as far as self-protection, as far as fighting back, as far as not just protection of yourself. You have a right to that, no doubt. But starting trouble, man. Don't start the fight, but finish it. Because you got to protect yourself. It is your God-given right. So I get that. But let's continue to seek peace. And the more peace that we seek, the more that we and people, we, us, hip-hoppers, hip-hop heads, the more hip-hoppers, hip-hop heads adopt this as a way, life will be way ahead of ourselves. True facts. True facts indeed. So let's go to the third principle. I feel like I got to read that second one again, though, real quick. Hip-hop culture respects the dignity and sanctity of life without discrimination or prejudice. Okay? Without discrimination or prejudice. Hip-hoppers shall thoroughly consider the protection and the development of life over and before the individual decision to destroy or seek to alter its natural development. That's principle number 2. Principle number 3, hip-hop culture respects the laws and agreements of its culture, its country, its institutions, and whomever it does business with. Hip-hop does not irresponsibly break laws and commitments. Y'all hear that? Hip-hop does not irresponsibly break laws and commitments. Why? Because we respect laws and agreements of its culture, its country, and its institutions, and whomever it does business with. Respect. Principle number 4. Hip-hop. Hip-hop is a term that describes our independent collective consciousness. As a conscious way of life, we acknowledge our influence on society, especially on children, and we shall forever keep the rights and welfare of both in mind. Hip-hop culture encourages womanhood, manhood, sisterhood, brotherhood, childhood, and family. We are conscious not to bring any intentional disrespect that jeopardizes the dignity and reputation of our children, our elders, and ancestors. That's principle number 4. That's fire. That's heat. Have you ever heard that before? Yes, this is hip-hop representing right here. Hip-hop representing straight up right here. With principle number 4, we can look at ourselves. We can see ourselves in this. It says hip-hop is a term, that's capital H-I-P, lowercase h-o-p, is a term that describes our independent collective consciousness. As a conscious way of life, we acknowledge our influence on society, especially on children, and we shall forever keep the rights and welfare of both in mind. Hip-hop culture encourages womanhood, manhood, sisterhood, brotherhood, childhood, and family. We are conscious not to bring any intentional disrespect that jeopardizes the dignity and reputation of our children, elders, and ancestors. That's right, our ancestors. And now that hip-hop is 40 plus, going on 50 years old, in the coming years here soon, we have ancestors. Tupac, an ancestor of hip-hop, a hip-hop ancestor. Biggie Smalls, a hip-hop ancestors. Right? Jam Master Jay, a hip-hop ancestor. That's true facts right here. Right? Who else? Jay Dilla, hip-hop ancestor. Okay? We can name it and we can claim it, and I'm sure there's plenty of other sisters and brothers and kings and queens and you know, and cats that our ancestors. Shout out your ancestors. Your hip-hop ancestors, that is. I put up the number 2 when I rep for pop. I put up the number 1 when the hip-hop is hot. I know that what it is what it ain't not. And I know what it ain't is what we forgot. I know what we need is more love and more hugs and more thugs. That's thug life. Like Tupac said, it was a way of life. Like Tupac said, man, I wish I could be in Tupac's head. Hey, this is, hey, y'all. For real, this is real talk. So once again, we're going to go ahead and go to the 5th principle. The 5th principle. I'm kind of navigating through these social medias just to make sure I'm not shut down, but I'm not presently on any specific page. So if you're making comments or saying stuff or in the building, shout it out. It's all good. Communicate with yourselves. That's all good. It's all love. Yeah, that's all good. So the 5th principle 5, when it comes to hip-hop declaration of peace. Hip-hop declaration of peace, 5th principle is the ability to define. Again, you can Google all this stuff. I'm just putting it out there because some people don't actually read. They rather listen. Like you might be driving and can't read, or you might be, just trying to zone out on a bus or on a plane or train or while you travel or what have you, getting in your own zone for a game or for an exam and want to just kind of listen to something to ease your mind. And these principles are it. This is a hip-hop declaration of peace. So principle number 5, the ability to define, defend, and educate ourselves is encouraged, developed, preserved, protected, and promoted as a means toward peace and prosperity and toward the protection and the development of our self-worth. Through knowledge of purpose and the development of our natural and learned skills, hip-hoppers are encouraged to always present their best work and ideas. Boom. I'm going to read that again. Present our best work and ideas? What? I thought they said hip-hop was derelict. They said hip-hop couldn't read. They said hip-hoppers didn't really know about life like that. But who can construct this document? Who constructed this document is hip-hop. Straight up. 5th principle, the ability to define, defend, and educate ourselves is encouraged, developed, preserved, protected, and promoted as a means toward peace and prosperity and toward the protection and the development of our self-worth. Through knowledge of purpose and the development of our natural and learned skills, that's natural and learned skills. This says we have some natural skills here. Hip-hoppers are encouraged to always present their best work and ideas. Always be coming up with new, fresh ideas, new this, new that. Like you got a new, fresh outfit every day. Come new and fresh with ideas and new, different ways of executing them, right? Like we can work together in hip-hop as even KRS One said, we got our own hip-hop secret society, right? Like we can be really moving in such ways that we can elevate faster and higher. Like everything that we need today, we may not have to need tomorrow. Everything that we need this year, we may not have to need next year if we do this thing right. True facts. Okay, that's no cap, for real. Principle number 6. Hip-hop culture honors no relationship, person, event, act, or otherwise wherein the preservation and further development of hip-hop's culture, principles, and elements are not considered or respected. Hip-hop culture does not participate in activities that clearly destroy or alter its ability to productively and peacefully exist. Hip-hoppers are encouraged to initiate and participate in fair trade and honestly in all negotiations and transactions. Hey, I told y'all this is pure air, pure heat. If you never read this right here, if you never heard this, never even knew of this document, it's called the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. presented to the United Nations May 16th, 2001, and was granted recognized as a force in the movement toward peace. Hip hop, yes, hip hop. Capital HIP, capital HIP, capital HIP, lowercase HOP. The consciousness, the creative consciousness and culture that we have, that we withhold, is recognized by the United Nations. Peep game, the United Nations ain't even recognizing the president of the United States right now. But it's recognizing hip hop as a force for peace and prosperity. And these are its principles. This is what we are declaring to do in hip hop. So if you call yourself a hip hop head, a hip hopper, a hip hop culturalist, preservist, right? Any of these things, if you say, I am hip hop, you live hip hop, like all of these, this is what that is. And I've been walking around here saying, oh, I'm hip hop, I live hip hop, I am hip hop. You dress, you got the clothes, you got the fits, you fresh, you clean. Yeah, we don't even know the principles. And not that you have to do that to be that, but it kind of like, yeah, kind of. If you're the culture, you should know your culture. You should be learning your culture. Be able to recite what's from your culture. Not just our religions. But even though people use this as a religion, I'm not knocking nobody and no thing. All I'm saying is what I'm saying. It's time to level up. It's time to go back to basics. Peace, love, unity, and fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 elements. It's the 4 core elements of hip hop. And we done got blinded by the bag, blinded by the money, and not healed by the modality. Not coming to oneself more, actually becoming less because of what we're chasing, because of what's presented to us by a mainstream movement that has nothing to do with us. I'm not knocking the mainstream. Like, again, everybody got to feed themselves and their families. But you don't have to sell your soul. You don't have to sell yourself. You can still vibrate on a different frequency, meaning a higher frequency, meaning showing love and peace and prosperity and culture and shared ability and being productive and all of these things. We don't have to destroy. It does not have to be through destruction. You don't have to tear somebody else's building down so you can build yours. You just build yours next to theirs. And if they got 2 and you got 3, well, then you just build. Let's do it. And guess what? As a community, if we build together, we build faster, we build better. Real talk. Isn't that the issue when people say Oscar's so white? That's because they're not including the minds of people of culture. We don't want to just see people up there accepting awards or giving awards. We want to hear the whole mastermind is masterminded by many people of different cultures. That's what it means to me. I'm just saying. Trillville. So let's go to principle number, let's read number 6 again, and then we're going to go to number 7. Hip hop culture honors no relationship, person, event, act, or otherwise wherein the preservation and further development of his culture and principles and elements are not considered or respected. The culture does not honor those types of relationships and people and events and stuff. If the culture's principle and elements are not considered or respected, it's not hip hop, yo. Because the culture, that's not of the culture. Culture with a K. That's how hip hop spells it. Kulture. Interchangeably, of course, but as far as the principles, as far as how the book is written and stuff, it's all it's in real hip hop text, for real. You have Sanskrit, you have people who write in different types of languages. Well, hip hop has its own verbal language and written. So, and that's just how that is. So let's keep going on. Hip hop culture does not participate in activities that clearly destroy or alter its ability to productively and peacefully exist. Hip hoppers are encouraged to initiate and participate in fair trade and honesty in all negotiations and transactions. Initiate and participate, not hate, in fair trade in all negotiations and transactions. Sounds like a upstanding woman and man right there. That sounds like a boss right there. That sounds like a boss right there. So when we level up and boss up as a culture, as a community, that's what we're looking at. That's what we living with. We're living with honesty and a legacy that can't be shaken or broken. Straight up. True facts. Number 7. The essence of hip hop is beyond entertainment. The essence of hip hop is beyond entertainment. That's capital HIP, lowercase HOP. The elements of hip hop culture may be traded for money, honor, power, respect, food, shelter, information, and other resources. However, hip hop and its culture cannot be bought, nor is it for sale. It cannot be transferred or exchanged by or to anyone for any compensation at any time or at any place. Hip hop is the priceless principle of our self-empowerment. Hip hop is not a product. Hip hop, capital HIP, lowercase HOP, is not a product. That's principle number 7. And 7, we know, is a number that, as they call it, completion and the significance in the number. So I'm pretty sure it was specific on why they chose this to be number 7. Because as we're talking about everybody, working to get the bag, let's consider principle number 7. As far as it goes, like in terms of really feeding our families. The essence of hip hop is beyond entertainment. Principle number 7. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, principle number 7 says, the essence of hip hop is beyond entertainment. The elements of hip hop culture may be traded for money, honor, power, respect, food, shelter, information, and other resources. However, hip hop and its culture cannot be bought, nor is it for sale. It cannot be transferred or exchanged by or to anyone for any compensation at any time or at any place. Hip hop is the priceless principle of our self-empowerment. Hip hop, capital HIP, lowercase HOP, is not a product. Hip hop, when you read it, when you look at it, phonetically it's read like HipHop, capital HIP, lowercase HOP, HipHop, right? It's written like phonetically like that. But hip hop, that is not a product. Not that one. Not any of them with capital letters is a product for sale. Can't be bought. Nope, not at all. Let's go to principle number 8. Companies, corporations, non and not-for-profit organizations, as well as individuals and groups that are clearly benefiting from the use, interpretation, and or exploitation of the term hip-hop, i.e. hip-hop and hip-hop, and the expressions and terminalities of hip-hop, i.e. hip-hop and hip-hop, are encouraged to commission and or employ a full-time or part-time certified hip-hop cultural specialist to interpret and answer sensitive cultural questions regarding the principles and proper presentations of hip-hop's elements and culture relative to business, individuals, organizations, communities, cities, as well as other countries. That's a mouthful, but that's a fire mouthful. That's a hot sauce mouthful. Okay? Companies, corporations, non and not-for-profit organizations, as well as individuals and groups that are clearly benefiting from the use, interpretation, and or exploitation of the term hip-hop, i.e. hip-hop, capital HIP, capital HOP, and hip-hop, lowercase HIP, lowercase HOP, and the expressions and terminalities of hip-hop, capital HIP, lowercase HOP, i.e. hip-hop, capital HIP, capital HOP, and hip-hop, lowercase HIP, lowercase HOP, are encouraged to commission. Okay, commission. I mean, go look for them, go find them, commission them, give them a mission to do something, and or employ meaning give job to, what have you, full-time or part-time, whatever works best for you and your business model, a certified hip hop, capital HIP, lowercase HOP, cultural specialist, or some people call them preservists, culturalists, to interpret and answer sensitive cultural questions regarding the principles and proper presentations of hip hop's elements and culture relative to businesses, individuals, organizations, communities, cities, as well as other countries. That's principle number 8. And that's where we're going to stop right there. We're going to go ahead and allow our spirits to receive what was just spoken, stated, mentioned, said, heard, felt. These are real things, folks. The Hip Hop Declaration of Peace is a real document. Look it up. For real. Look it up. Because again, it was created and formulated by hip hoppers. Okay. And not only that, but also it was presented by hip hoppers, read by hip hoppers, written by hip hoppers. Okay. So when we look at these things, we have to consider such principles. When we listen to the music, like, we gotta know, and when we see the art, we gotta know what we're looking at, what we're consuming, and all that stuff. We have to. We just must. We just must. Because when people say there's no accountability in hip hop, and and all these things, like, I defend it. And it's like, how do you defend, certain songs, as the comic Chris Rock says, I can't defend, this kind of song, and I can't defend hip hop like that no more, but you can. You can use the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace, because this is the document that calls it into order, and the holy book is the gospel of hip hop. The gospel of hip hop is the holy book. That's if you're trying to take it to that next level. But if you're like, nah, I want to kind of, do my thing, and not really read those things yet, and not really come to myself. But actually, if you call yourself hip hop, it's calling you to do that. I hope you know that. When you say I am hip hop, it's calling you to do that. So go to the Temple of Hip Hop WordPress site. Go to the Gospel of Hip Hop on Amazon. Find it. Come to us, Hope4HipHop, via Truth Media Global. As we go live here and all over our social medias, you're going to hear the true authenticity of what hip hop is, and how we interpolate and interpret what that is for us, and what that means for us going forward as a community, as a lead force in the community, and as a leaders of shout out to leaders of the new school, because I was about to say leaders of the new school. Shout out to us as leaders of this new millennial generation, because that's who we are. We're trending, y'all, all over the world, and we too can monetize it properly and correctly. Again, according to principle 7 and 8, we don't have to sell our souls, because hip hop can't be bought. It can't be sold. Nobody can do that. But we can make art that people can give a monetary gift for receiving, because we all got to eat. And if we want to live this thing fully and truly, we can do that. We just got to live it. That's it. But live it through the principles, live it through the gospel of hip hop, live it through something that you're going to have a lasting impact forever, for the good, for the great, for the amazing, and for God. All right. So take a deep breath right here. Take a deep breath right here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Because that's what we all need. We're nowhere if we don't breathe in the oxygen we need and exhale the carbon dioxide that we don't. I say amen, and so it is. I say ashe, and so it is. You say hotep, alafia, shalom, peace, and be more. To end out, I'm gonna have some fun real quick. Just real quick. I have a rhyming dictionary, and I'm gonna just go ahead and have some fun track with it as we end out. Because this was a lot of information, but the beauty of it is that we can heal. We have a way of expressing ourselves that I can use. I have a way of expressing myself that I can use to heal myself and just use to better the world and the world the way I see it, the world around me. I'm gonna do an action. All right, let me get some water real quick. Man, this is a lot of work. Again, I have a rhyming dictionary, and I'm gonna have some fun with this track real quick, and then I bring it back. I'm gonna have some fun on the track, spitting hip hop, and it's never coming back. We got flexion, section, abjection, advection, affection, bisection, collection, complexion, confection, connection, convection, correction, defection, deflection, dejection, direction, dissection, ejection, election, erection, evection, infection, inflection, injection, inspection, midsection, objection, perfection, prelection, projection, protection, reflection, reflection, rejection, recession, selection, subjection, subsection, trajection, intransection, trisection, by election, circumspection, disaffection, disconnection, disinfection, genuflection, imperfection, indirection, introjection, introspection, insurrection, intellection, interjection, intersection, misdirection, predilection, preselection, recollection, reconnection, re-election, reinfection, resurrection, retroflexion, retrospection, vivisection, hypercorrection, interconnection, it's a reflection, we just flexion, dissection. That last part was me. But yeah, that's it. Hey. I told y'all this track was fly, y'all. I posted it before, then they tripped out on my social media, so I got blocked real quick. Had to come back and play the track softer, so they know it's a voice over. But I mean, it's a free track. I don't know why these social media are tripping like that. It's a free track. So it's free to use right on the page. Boom, free. Right. So, anywho, peace and blessings to the family. Give thanks for all those who participated and tuned in, and much appreciation to you and the sending of your love. I send this message out to those who need it, those who use it, and those who breathe it. This is hip hop all day, every day, brought to you by none other than Hope4HipHop educational project via Truth Media Global Platform. This is DJ Naprocan. I am the happy Naprocan, And I give thanks for your presence. And I say Ashe, 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 all day. Ashe, Ashe, all day. Ashe, Ashe, all day. All day. I say Ashe, all day. All day. I say Ashe, Ashe, all day. Monday, Tuesday, Ashe. Wednesday, Thursday, Ashe. Friday, Saturday, Ashe. Back to Monday, Ashe. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Ashe, 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 Ashe. All day, all day. Relay. Ashe, 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 Ashe. All day, all day. Ashe, Ashe, all day for my ancestors. Hey, 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 it's payday. It's payday. It's today. It's today. It's someday. It's Sunday. It's today. It's Tuesday. Monday. Wednesday. Friday. It's today. It's today. It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It's Thursday. It's Friday. It's payday. It's payday. Time to get slayed. Time to get slayed. Time to behave. I give thanks. I give peace. I give thanks. I give peace. I give thanks. I give peace. I give thanks. I share peace. I give thanks. I share